Hi, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Pair of Kings podcast. This week, we sit down with our very good friend Tanya to talk about archive fashion, Alexander McQueen, she calls him Lee because she knows him like that, and the greatest places to shop around the world, among other things. Here's the episode. Enjoy.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside your trunk? I'ma get you drunk, get you love drunk off my hump, 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 my lovely little lump. Check it out.
Welcome back, everybody, to this episode of the Pair of Kings podcast. I'm your host, Saul Thompson. You can find me on Instagram at Saul Thompson. I'm joined this week not only by my wonderful co-host.
What is up? My name is Michael Smith. You can find me on Instagram if you want to. And we are joined this week by a friend of the pod who has never listened to it. As we found out 10 seconds before we started this. This is about to get a lot more hostile.
Yeah.
Tanya Ravichandran. You may know her as Tanyar on Instagram. Is it meant to be Tanya R and I'm always going Tanyar in my head?
No, everyone
Tanyar
goes
is the way I say it.
Tanyar. Like when I get a
Tanyar.
DM, hey Tanyar, how are you doing?
A lot of people DM me calling me Smith, which I find a bit, I don't know, taking a liberty there. How are you doing? How's it going?
I'm awake. I'm alive.
Okay.
Barely.
Check. Good things.
I'm escaping the mice.
Say more on this.
Talk to us about this.
I'm just really traumatized after seeing my dog hold a mouse in his mouth and then hit it. I had to stand on the couch for a whole hour.
For context, for everybody that listens to the podcast, Tanya's apartment is
Infested.
absolutely gorgeous. I was going to start with that. Let's be nice first.
It's crawling with mice. They're
It
everywhere.
Looks like a set out of like a mid 2010s
It is
like group comedy in New York. Like a
Yes.
It's kind of with the big window. It's kind of got Friends apartment vibes.
No, it's Dan Humphrey from Gossip Girl, like his Brooklyn loft.
It's that.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's that
Yeah.
big fuck off apartment that the girl working in PR in the rom-com should not
Yeah.
be able to afford.
Yes.
Like it is exactly that.
Some Liz Fair is playing.
Yeah. It's like a loft that's got all sorts of weird levels built into it, sort of like after the fact. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Also, it's fucking full of mice.
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
the entire floor. It's like a rug of mice currently.
At this moment, yeah.
Welcome to New York City.
Hell yeah.
I don't sleep through the night anymore. I get nightmares on mice.
Oh God.
Anything that moves faster than me.
I've had two mice encounters, I think, in my entire living in New York lifestyle. One of them was that my roommate's cats caught a mouse.
Yeah.
But cats don't understand that they're not just toys. And so like, you know, there's like the cat's playing with a mouse, that's fun. There's not the cat gets bored and doesn't realize that it has to finish the job.
Oh.
And just walks away. Like
So it just torments it.
Yeah, so the cat will torment the mouse. It'll be like, this is the same as my like whatever electric toy that wiggles around. They don't know the difference. They're just hunting. And then they leave. And then the mouse is like, oh, thank God. And it fucking scurries away. And so you're like,
You didn't come finish your job.
Yeah,
the one thing you were here for.
you can't like, it's almost like more annoying to have a cat because they don't really catch the mice as much as they just like fuck them up and then leave. And the mouse gets more scared and runs away.
I think problem for problem, my apartment building's worse, where we used to have somebody smoking crack. Now there's somebody dealing crack out of the apartment building, which is great. And the management will not get him out of the apartment building, which I assume is a difficult process to evict anybody, but they've got pretty good evidence. There's every night at 2 a.m, he's dealing out of the front door. And I email management every time. They're like, we're trying to process it. I'm like, yeah, clearly not hard enough. And they're raising my rent by $1,000. So
You know what you could do to make that $1,000?
You could.
Say more on this.
You could sell crack.
Oh. Not me being on the other end. It's a straight edge. You could snitch.
Honestly, I don't think they're gonna pay him $12,000 to snitch.
You're probably
Management or the
$12,000
police?
a month.
Well, they're raising
They're raising it by
$12,000.
12.
Oh.
Yeah. You could sell crack. I don't know. I'm just
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Hi, would you like to buy a crack?
Allegedly.
I heard it won't get you kicked out of your apartment. So
You want to hear a funny anecdote?
No,
Okay.
I want to hear a fit check.
Perfect. I'm wearing my Yerbo jeans and then a Tekken 3 Arcade Award t-shirt. And you would win this for either winning the game in an arcade or I think you had to prove that you played the game in some sort of local and they would send you the shirt. It's an iron-on and the iron-on is kind of falling apart, but it's got gin on it and it says, huh?
Is this stolen valor?
No, I played a lot of Tekken back in the day.
Did you win the shirt?
I was 6 or younger when I might have been 7. So no, I didn't
you bought
win.
This.
Yes.
So it's kind of.
Did you go to the?
You want to do it?
Okay.
Do you want to? You want to get him for this one?
See, do you deserve the shirt?
Tanya from the top rope. Oh, wow, perfect. So probably not, but I enjoy the franchise and I'm a big Tekken fan. So I'll steal that valor. Michael,
valor,
do you want to go second?
I am wearing my regular Crocs because I can't wear my cowboy boot Crocs with my Capital jeans. And I'm wearing my Capital Century denim. And I'm wearing a Blood Incantation shirt, which is what this says. It's from their debut album Starspawn, which came out in 2016. And it's kind of like if metal guys were really into the idea that aliens built the pyramids. And they wrote a bunch of music.
Do they wear the hats too?
No, that's a different type of pyramids.
Fair enough.
Pyramids music, yeah. It's a shirt I bought yesterday.
Tanya, fit check.
what's on the?
I'm wearing socks. I bought when I was 8 years old.
Wait.
10 years old,
Let's
maybe?
stop. First of all, how do you still have those?
I just lose all my socks, so whatever stays around is like a relic for me. Like it's like a.
But you lose all your socks that are new, but all the old ones you keep hold of? Or?
Oh no, I don't buy any more socks. I just when I go back home, I steal my mom's socks because like I have money to be put towards like clothes. You know, I don't need.
Yeah, that's
socks.
just not for socks.
Yeah.
How do you know these are from when you were like 8 or 10?
Because these are like vintage Costco socks.
These socks don't exist.
You've got
It's one of ones.
You've
They're
got
different colors too.
you've got an early 2000s vintage Costco sock on right now,
Yes.
Emma Rogue.
Valued
a business opportunity.
valued at $5,000.
On grilled, yeah.
Just it's single stitch. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah, no, it's like, yeah.
What's the rest of the fit?
I'm wearing just like some vintage flares. I have this Chloe top. I think it's like 2001, 2002. I'm going to get like mauled for
You
getting
are
it wrong.
not. No one's gonna maul you for not knowing it. I would have called it Chloe first off.
I'm wearing a Chloe top from the early 2000s. And then I have my Miu Miu leather jacket, of course.
And a ERD bag.
Yeah, and a ERD bag. And I have
hold it
ERD
up.
earrings in.
Wow. Is this isn't first ERD on pod or is it? No, it's not because
It's
Kevin
not.
had this is second ERD on pod.
It's really good.
I like it.
It's very heavy, actually.
I have a lot
Can
of
I see
shit
it?
in there.
Yeah, I want to see what's in here.
Yeah,
Can I go through your purse?
What's in Tanya's bag?
Okay.
Yeah.
I have permission. We have the hippies and hot girls flavor of American Spirit, the yellows. We have an undercover dog bag.
Yo, let me see.
His name is
go through
Osmo.
that.
Oh, he's so cute.
Right?
We have gum and Trident to counteract the yellow American Spirits. We have
Open
lipstick,
it. No,
cologne.
it's Bottega perfume.
Oh, it's magnetic. We have matches. We have JBL earbuds, a Courage wallet. I will see how much money is in this. And what looks like a pair of gloves? No. What is this?
Oh, it's because the
Gentle
bag keeps
Monster?
breaking. So I have my toolkit to repair the bag on the go.
Nice. I'm going to go through your wallet. Michael, what's in the undercover bag?
Wait, I feel like we don't usually invade people's privacies this quickly.
No, we know Tanya quite well. I've dog sat for her.
Who are you again?
Ravichandran.
Ravichandran. Okay.
Ravichandran, my
Wait,
bad.
This
This
is
is-
actually quite cool. So some business cards. Do you want to go first or should I?
We've got a Dior lipstick.
Yeah, you
Dior,
can try it
Dior
on.
lipstick.
You can
I'll put it on.
swatch.
Yeah, fuck it.
It's a little too pink for me. This is all lip stuff.
Yeah.
There's 5, 6 different lip things in here. That's all it is.
Yeah, and they're all the same color.
Why are there safety pins?
Because it's just
This
magnetic.
This Byredo
Lip balm.
lip balm.
You have a good driver's license photo. I won't show that.
It's vintage. You can read my debit card numbers out.
You got a social
won't
security
do
card in
that.
there?
So no, I'm not going to check that because I'm worried about pulling it out on camera. Bistro in Paris. This is actually really cute. Like a little business card could also be a postcard.
It's like Dime Square of Paris type restaurant.
A Courage contact with
What's
a
the
phone
Dime
number
Square
written
of
on the
Paris?
back.
Well, it's not Le Progrès, but it's Chez Janou.
And then 2 shoe repairs.
Hell yeah.
Well
And
done.
then there's $200 cash in there that my grandma gave me.
No,
but she's
not.
what?
No, there's not.
But she said I can only use it to buy lottery tickets. So I'm saving.
That's hard as hell.
That's so sick.
So I just never use them.
We should buy some lottery tickets.
Yeah, no, we should buy $200 worth of
Oh
lottery
my god,
tickets.
you want to do $200 worth of scratchers on the podcast? It would not get old.
No, she wants me to buy numbers.
This smells really good.
It's okay. I love you, Bottega Veneta. It's okay. It's
So
really good.
let's hear if you have a fragrance that you could carry around every day, all day, which one would it be?
Ooh. I just literally think any of the Dries Van Noten ones. I feel like they just smell. They mesh well with my pheromones, if you know what I mean. Like they just. I just feel like all of them, all the ones I've tried and I've owned, they're a little floral, but they're a little kind of masculine at the same time, which I think is really unique, especially when I wear something so dark. Wearing something like a little floral yet masculine is like perfect. It's like the perfect balance.
When you go out with Roman, I'll notice sometimes that you guys coordinate a little bit. Roman, for everybody who doesn't know, is Tanya's boyfriend. Lovely guy. Do you force him to coordinate with you?
Does
Or
he
new
force
styles?
you?
I'm going to out myself. The amount of times I have a panic attack in my closet and I make him style me, I just say, I can't do this anymore. I need you to pick out my outfit for me. But he's picked out the outfit I am currently wearing right now.
And then he flew to Vegas. He did this as his like last. Oh, that's so cute. Do you trust Roman to do that?
I'll probably get mad at him at least 10 times in the process. And then he's like, fuck you, I'm going to leave. Sorry, can I swear?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's your podcast
Actually,
episode.
we can. You kind of can't.
Okay, well, F you, frick you, and then I'll throw another tantrum, and then he'll come back and then pick me out a new outfit, and then I'll decide, okay, that's pretty sick, and go with it.
And he's okay with this cycle?
I think he's accepted it because most of the time we're both really hungry and need to get food, and it's the fastest way to get out of the house.
You're like trying to go to the bodega down the street.
Yeah, we're like
You're
trying to get eggs.
You can't decide which vintage McQueen blazer you need to put on to do it.
Exactly. Like the fit needs to be incredibly hard every time I leave the house.
You live
Absolutely.
in such a weirdly like not populated area of the city. Yeah, pretty good at this. As well.
What's your address, by the way?
Do not. I hate giving Yannick more work.
It starts with like an.
Well done. Welcome to the podcast. She's on her game. Very proud of you.
Yannick, that's my address if you could bleep it.
So I wanted to talk about how you got your start as an influencer, is particularly within fashion and sort of the pivot that you did. I don't want to give away the whole story, but I do think it's a really interesting story. Could you talk about it a little bit?
Why, thank you. So I started off as a photographer. I opened an Instagram account when I was like 10 years old. I should not. Well, I guess now
You
that's
could have been
normal.
wearing these very socks.
I probably was wearing these very socks when I opened my Instagram account, the vintage Costco. And
Did you have Tanya at the time?
no, it was. I don't think I've ever told anyone my old username.
Yes.
You're getting a reveal. It was photography shock because I wanted my photography to shock the world. But the photography shock with I had photography shock with the K, and then I started getting bullied
Shock
online.
is usually spelled with a K.
Yes, but then I started getting bullied online from people in my middle school. So then I changed the account. I was like, oh, none of you bitches will catch me, and I changed it to photography shot without the K, so it ended with the C.
Ooh.
I was like, oh yeah, you guys will never know who I am now.
And they were searching to find you, and they got to photography shock. And before they typed in the K, the new name popped up.
Oh yeah. They could never. And it was like photography shock. I hate photography shock. Photography shock hate page. Like
Damn.
Wait, really?
yes,
Damn.
I genuinely had like haters when I was like 12 years
Do you
old.
think-
What
So
did you do to piss everybody off
I
on
don't know.
Instagram? Or
You're
in
We're
your
too
middle
much
school?
ERD.
They weren't around.
not for you.
Not for you.
Oh.
Wait, so you were photography shock, and then you kept that account through to now. So that is the like.
No, I don't know what happened. No, it changed into my new username from my old photography account, which is Tanya Ravichandran. It's still there. If you type Tanya Ravichandran, you'll find it.
But I want to find.
I wonder if the hate pages are still up.
Because they wouldn't have bothered to.
Unless I reported
remove
them. Well, they might have been.
This is not you.
No, that's not me. They might have been reported and taken down.
God damn it.
Because I had my mom go in.
How was your day at school, sweetie? You wouldn't believe the day I've had. She's like smoking a yellow American Spirit. These fucking bitches at school. I hate them.
Oh, I think they're long gone, unfortunately.
No,
Man,
I think
wish
they
I
are.
could find that. Dig up some dirt.
Internet Archive.
No, they wouldn't have archived. I don't think the 10-year-olds would have bothered to archive their
I wish I had an old screenshot of what they were saying. I remember like the first post being like, she photographs all these beautiful models, but why does she look like that? I'm like,
damn.
I mean, they were so valid if you saw how I looked like.
Don't give them that.
I don't know.
Don't give them
I
that.
had like the red, what do we call money piece? Have I shown you?
Money?
You had like the skunk stripe.
Wait, pass me my phone. Wait, I keep an album in my phone.
I did ask
We
about
never
the whole...
even got to the start of your influencer career.
Okay, you can scroll.
Okay. You have shown me this photo before.
That's so crazy.
Are you?
That's
Can we give this to our photo editor?
Yeah, you can give everything
Okay.
in this album.
You will have to text or I will just text these to myself,
Yeah.
so I do not forget.
I'm sorry. It's so crazy that is you.
You got to do the one with the
Tanya,
please.
this is so good.
You should feel good about how much you have glowed up.
Oh no, that was my first TikTok video that went viral. Was the glow up, and I'm very grateful. I don't know. I guess I'm like, this girl was so carefree with life. Like all she ever worried about was school, how good she was doing in school, and what photos she could take that day. And like I dream of this level of bliss. Like I never thought I was ugly. Like that's never anything that went past my head. And now
It takes an hour to find the right McQueen blazer to go to the bodega.
Yeah.
I had the opposite, I think. I think I was like, when I was a awkward, ugly high schooler, I felt awkward and ugly. And now I'm much more carefree. I don't know what that's about.
That's very lucky.
You know that one meme that's like 2013 broke me, 2014 broke me, 2015 broke me, 2016 broke me, hold for joke, 2017 broke me, 2018 broke me, 2019 broke me, 2020 broke me, 2021 broke me, 2022 broke me, 2023 broke me, 2024 broke me, 2025 we're so back.
And we're gonna switch it over to 2025 broke me.
Yeah.
You
At some point.
had to go through that entire thing.
It was a good joke.
So you're
Tanya-
still broken.
Tanya, tell
She's
us how
okay,
your career
she's
got
broken.
started.
So 2014 broke me. 2015 broke me. 2016. Anyway, so when I was broken and down in like 2012 on Instagram, I was still shooting away. I would like go to malls and go up to random girls, be like, "Hey, you're beautiful. Can I take your photo?" And this girl with the money piece, red money piece.
Better you than the men in New York doing
Exactly. But I didn't, once again, I didn't know like men. I was so oblivious. I didn't know like there were creepy men like that out there. So I would take a lot of photos, and then one day I got a message from the guy who's the head of photography at PacSun.
Whoa.
And he was like, "Hey, do you want to take photos for us?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I do," especially since that was like the shit at the time. Like that was the brand at the time. So I started taking a lot of photos for their socials, for their website. I got really popular on We Heart It, on Tumblr, started shooting for Aeropostale, Brandy Melville, small magazines, Teen Vogue, a little nylon stuff. Like I think for like their digital. I was 16 at this time. But it was just really funny because I would take meetings with all these people. And I would show up and they'd be like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm sitting in the lobby. This is me." And they never also clocked how
Look
I
for
needed
the red money piece.
Yeah,
You
look
can't
for
miss
the.
it.
You cannot miss it. 6 cameras, mother next to me, like, hey, with my work permit in hand because I was not allowed. You have to get a work permit to work that young. Yeah, I still have such a core memory of going into the Ford Models office to meet with one of their agents to show that I was a real person because I needed to prove that I was a real person to like test with their models. And then 6 years later, I'm going into the office to meet with my agent who was at Ford Models. So it was like a full circle moment. I mean, I'm not with Ford anymore, but when it was just like, I remember telling my old agent this story, and she's like, wow, okay, so you've been here before. I'm like, yes, you guys didn't know who I was. I was just here for greatness.
This is the like new age influencer version of working in the coal mines. You know what I mean? Yeah. Having to get a work permit underage. You know, putting in the. I thought that joke would land.
Child labor.
Yeah.
It was a child labor joke.
If the model passes out, you gotta leave because there's a gas leak.
Yeah.
There we go. We're back on track. Thank you, Michael.
Yes.
That's really cool. Okay, so with a lot of your current posting or internet presence, I'd say photography is still sort of, if not a very big part of it.
But now you make Roman do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Because you're the subject, right?
I have to train him.
Oh.
You know, he gets like yelled at. I'm so sorry, Roman. He's good. He watches every single one of these videos, like through and through.
What is the helpline number that we're gonna start dialing for Roman halfway through this?
No,
episode?
he has to put his phone away. When we're taking photos, I'm like, you have to put that phone down right now and lock in.
Coercive control.
Lock the fuck in,
Yeah,
Roman.
no, I literally am like, lock the fuck in. I mean, we have an agreement. Like, if I'm getting paid, I will be paying him because you're going to shoot. Like, I feel like it's only fair.
He's a photographer then. Yeah. Sure.
No, he's an assistant.
So sick.
But at this point, I could call him a photographer. He's very well trained. He's good at taking instructions. I would call him like, he's DP. He's like the director.
Daft Punk?
No, he's the Daft Punk. Oh yeah, that is okay.
Have you heard of this band?
Don't
No.
do it. Don't get him started. Don't get him started. Talk to me about
They
Roman
wear
as
like
a-
helmets, right?
They're like French, right?
Are they?
That sucks. I'm sorry.
The two good things that have ever come out of France.
Roman and Daft Punk?
Yeah.
Roman's French?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What was the other thing?
The two Daft Punks.
Oh, there's two of them?
Yeah. Does Roman speak French?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Cool. Hearing you talk about Roman getting yelled at the way he takes your pictures makes me feel way less makes me feel very grateful for Fiona's reaction to me taking pictures of her.
Wait, what? Is she like gentle? She like gentle parent you?
No, she
Get him, Tanya.
She gets,
Fuck him up.
she gets like upset, but not like lock the fuck in, Michael.
Okay, I think it's also like there's a lot more on the line because we're shooting on like a film camera, and it's like a few
limited
dollars per
shots.
film, and I'm like, please don't fuck it up.
Do you shoot
please.
4x5?
No, we just shoot. I have a manual SX70, so I'll meter it on my end, and then I'll take my iPhone, and then I'll take an example photo of what I want from him, and then he'll just like recreate it. But at the same time, it's still there's so much room for variability down to like if he shakes a little. So that's why I'm like,
You should just get a tripod.
well, lugging a tripod everywhere and putting that like the Polaroid up on the tripod is a lot of work.
Are all of your photos shot on film?
Not all of them, but recently I would say around like 40%. Yeah.
That's crazy.
30%, 40%. It's been, I love it. I feel like this Polaroid that we have, since it is truly manual, and I feel like I am a control freak, it gives me like a level of uncertainty that I kind of crave in my life. And that's why I love it so much, because I am a control freak. You can kind of see it in the way I talk about guiding Roman, and you can't really control the chemistry in a Polaroid photo. So by kind of letting it go and kind of make its own decision based on the temperature outside, the person who's taking the photo, if they shook a little, or if like it focused on the wrong thing, you like lose a little bit of those like different parameters of control, which I think I
also
crave.
using the peel off, correct? Not the roller spit out.
No, it's the roller spit out. The peel off is too expensive.
Yeah, it's like what, $4, $5 a sheet now?
Oh no,
If not more?
the FP100C is $100 to $200 per pack.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Fuck.
that's
How
what
much is
I
in
use.
a pack?
10 photos.
10. Yeah, those used to be like
$10.
I'd say $60. No, in like 2021, 22.
When I was a photographer and my main like format of shooting was on FP100C, I remember buying packs for like $10, $20.
That's wild.
And I'd be like, oh my God, how am I going to pay for this next $10 pack? And now I'm so grateful that I even got to be able to shot on that film.
It is really
That's
cool.
crazy.
I have a giant bag somewhere of a bunch of 120 that I bought when I was doing my research project and never worked my way through. And now 120 film is like $9 a roll, and I got it at like $2 or $3 a roll. How did you get into McQueen specifically? What about it was so enthralling to you?
I've thought about this very deeply, and I think the conclusion I've landed on is that I have a very eccentric, eclectic mother who always sent me to school being incredibly overdressed. And to this day, she is like, I guess, overdressed. And to this day, she will wear like the tightest dress with like the largest Gucci belt that you've probably ever seen. And like a completely sparkly like Prada bag, which is full crystals on it. So it's very like eccentric, very loud. So I think like being loud is in my DNA, and just like not giving a fuck what anyone thinks about you is very much like been ingrained in me since I was young. So I think when I found McQueen, I loved how he was making clothes to make people fear women. And that really made me fall in love with him, because he's like, I don't give a fuck if these girls look strange, if they scare people, if they don't look thin or like mold to a certain standard, especially that was so prevalent in the 90s and 2000s. So I just really fell in love with that, to like dress eccentric and eclectic and not care what anyone thinks, and to scare a man. I love that. I love that about him.
Oh yeah. When did you get into McQueen?
I think I bought my first McQueen piece in 2018 or 2019. And it was a pair of pants from spring summer 2002. And I don't think I really fully comprehended what I purchased. I was just like, this is sick.
Did you find them in person or online?
I found them on Depop for like $100.
Nice.
And I was like, these are sick. And then I started going onto a deep dive into McQueen. I really fell in love with Spring Summer 2002, Deliverance, and my psychotic ass. Literally, like, I don't know the numbers of the like Spring Summer whatever. I know the names like of them, but I just fell in love into like finding more Deliverance pieces. Discovered like some more of the 90s pieces. Fell in love into like the lore on the hair pieces, and just like really got in deep with it. And
You know, it's his own hair in those bags, right?
yes, I'm very aware. I'm very
Off
aware.
of his bald head.
Yeah, where is that coming from?
It was a hairdresser friend of his.
Okay.
Or do you mean where's the rumor coming from? Because that's from TikTokers.
Okay. You're gonna kill a tree to look this up?
Yeah,
no,
you're
I'm
gonna
not going
you're gonna
to.
fucking.
I was
raise
gonna
the
Google
temperature of the
search it. Sorry.
Do you know how many McQueen pieces you own?
4.
I don't even know. I would say like at least 30.
That's less than I thought.
At least 30.
I've seen your closet.
You have a huge closet.
I know I have around 38 and Mule pieces.
Okay.
Shit.
And because we've gone in and counted them. And then for McQueen, I think there's more.
Okay.
Maybe a little more or around the same. I think with McQueen, I try to make sure I buy like really eccentric pieces, and I love collecting entire runway looks when it comes to McQueen, so I can hopefully sell it to a museum one day. And
You could also hold on to it and lend it.
I don't know, like lend it to a museum?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to do that. That would be a dream to do that. I would love to even lend it to like the Alexander McQueen team themselves. Like this upcoming fashion week, they're doing a play on the life and history of Lee McQueen himself.
Oh no.
And
Wait, the runway show will be a.
will be a play on the history of
How
McQueen.
do you feel about that?
Fuck.
I just hope. I hope they do it right, and then don't just put all their models in recreation Sean McGurr pieces.
Yeah.
Like I hope they go and dig to find the archives, and I think that would just be incredible if they did that. It would be a true homage, and I think they're scared on like the ROI of it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like even if people are buying your archives, your name's still being circulating, and people will still be curious to go into the store.
McQueen wasn't like ever profitable until like what, 06?
Something like that.
Yeah, like I think he was working at Givenchy, and they were like, we're losing money on these runways, and his point was, it doesn't matter if we lose money on a runway.
Yeah.
But that's like a long gone era of fashion, and now if you're not if you're a creative director and you're not profitable in 2 seasons, you're gone.
Yeah. So stupid. We could talk about that for a long time.
Who's the
Discussion for a different day.
Who's at the head of McQueen now, post Burton? I don't actually know.
Sean McGurr.
You mentioned you mentioned collecting entire runway looks. And I know you did it recently for Prada. You had like the mirrored top and the pants from
Spring summer 1999.
Fuck, I was gonna say 98. I was
Oh.
close. Do you have any other complete looks? Do you have certain ones that you're either after or certain ones that you have completed that you're really proud of?
I have a lot from spring summer 2003.
Prada in particular.
Oh no, talking about
Oh,
McQueen.
my bad.
Well, for Prada, I have the mirror coat with the mirror skirt,
Okay.
and then I have the leaf coat with the leaf skirt. One's from spring summer 1999. One's from fall winter 1999. I have this tile top with a tile skirt, which is spring summer 1998. What else do I
Are
have?
all of these older than you?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
all of these are older than
Is
me.
that stolen valor?
Have you earned that outfit?
You had to experience the towers falling to wear that one.
Oh, I was born 17 days after the towers fell.
So unfortunately.
Well,
I was in my
depending
mother's
on whose-
belly.
Yeah, depending on whose definition.
Yeah,
What?
I was in the womb.
Yeah.
Oh, you were gestating. Okay, fair enough.
More excitingly, what are you like desperately hunting for?
Desperately want spring summer 2002 Deliverance butterfly dress with the matching scarf.
I actually don't know this look.
I don't know that either.
Yannick,
Right.
put up a photo. More work for you. Aren't you happy about that? Mm.
I found the skirt and I'm looking for the top. Even though it's not the dress, I wouldn't mind them as separates because something that I really keep in my fashion philosophy is that I like to wear my archives. And I think clothes are meant to be worn, not just archived.
I would clap if I didn't have a microphone in my hand.
But I would love to find that piece. That's the top. No, this one right next to it. That's the top. I can find it for you on the runway, the full dress. And the model is like in the runway photo. She's like dancing so beautifully. But
This?
yes, that's exactly what that's not spring summer 2004, is it? I'll have to find maybe spring summer 2004. I thought it was
Fake.
Deliverance.
Get off. Get
Wow.
out.
I know.
Thank you so much.
You
to
should just
everybody
cancel
for
me
listening
right
to
now.
This episode of
I was
Runway.
born for this one. I was alive for this one.
Yeah, so you have no excuse. You should have been
Yeah.
watching.
I should have been watching at 2 years old. My mother should have been priming me from birth, watching McQueen runways. But I would love to. Yes, right there. That
Super
dress. I would love to find that dress. I am dying for that dress. What else am I really?
This one on First Dibs only sold for $10,000.
Oh, something light.
Something like. I've already decided on my wedding dress.
Oh, does
So-
Roman know?
Yeah, he knows. He also knows about the Chrome Hearts wedding ring I want.
Damn.
Damn.
Fuck.
What does a Chrome Hearts wedding ring look like?
It has like a big cross, and then instead of one big diamond, it has like a row of diamonds.
I always make jokes about Chrome Hearts wedding rings, but they're real.
I'm thinking
That's
about the
so
price
sick.
of that, and my breath is getting a little bit short.
What's the wedding dress?
I want the spring summer 2003 McQueen oyster dress
Oh, yeah, that's
in
classic.
black.
Hell yeah.
I want-
Did they make one in black?
Yes, I've seen the black. There's a black one.
Oh.
There's a shorter
actually
black
know
one,
this.
so I bet there's a longer black one. I would love to find that, and if it pops up on the internet for less than $15,000, I will immediately be purchasing. Immediately will be purchasing.
And then you got to start on getting married soon. This one?
Yes, in black. Exactly that. There is a shorter one on the internet that just sold, but since I am short, maybe it would still be floor length. Kim Kardashian wore it to the Oscars in 2020, so
I remember
I
this.
know.
I do remember this now.
But I would love to wear that dress in black, and then all the guests have to wear white, but their theme is Andrew Meester.
Okay, so
Oh.
I'm not invited, or if I am, it looks like I've been the Hulk.
What does that mean?
The
Like,
clothes
can
are
you-
hanging
can you-
off
can
of
you
me in
expand?
tatters, and I'm also green. Actually, no, I'll make myself
Unrelated.
really red for the whole wedding. Yeah.
The joke is that Saul would burst out of the clothes because there's no McQueen. There's no Demoulemeester built for Saul.
For you, I can give you a Daft Punk theme.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I own two Demoulemeester things. They're both white, but one of them's just a see-through tank top that says heaven.
You could wear that.
Okay, and
You're-
nothing else, or like I
Yeah.
probably gotta
Winnie
get
the
some.
Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
You could just wear that with like your big Balenciaga coat.
Okay, cool.
It's
Yeah.
white.
It's gray.
I'll give you a pass.
Wow, cool. Have you picked out what Roman gets to wear, or
I need to ponder on that a little longer.
You
Okay.
should get him one of the really, really good Saint Laurent suits. He'd look great in them.
I feel like he's gonna want to wear Andrew Meester, like a full
fair enough.
Andrew Meester with like
Yeah,
lots
like
of ties and just very avant-garde.
Like a Victorian child.
Yes.
A sickly orphan.
With knee-high waiter and ERD boots.
You say this with some anger in your voice. Is this not your choice? What kind of boots should
I think he
wear?
like shakes when when anyone says ERD. Like he literally like shakes. He's like, where?
Oh.
Where?
That's interesting. I don't know he felt so strongly about it. We have primarily negative conversations about ERD on this podcast.
I appreciate what they're doing.
I appreciate what they're doing. I think it's an expensive version of what you would look like if you were really good at thrifting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's buying your way out of the effort of being good at, because you can see a ton of people who look like they're wearing ERD and they're probably just like got a bunch of vintage on.
I mean, I only own that bag, these earrings, and then I have a leather skirt. And the reason I could like justify purchasing that leather skirt is because I knew I could not thrift that leather skirt. And I've always
Leather's
wanted
hard.
a pleated leather. It's a pleated leather skirt with silver
From last
hardware.
season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has like red fabric underneath. I'm like, I am not going to find this at the thrift store.
Yeah.
But then I'll pair it with like some Victorian pieces I picked up at the thrift store.
I have such a good question.
Hit it.
We're on gatekeeping. You travel a lot, both for fashion weeks and just to see things. What are your favorite places to go shopping in the world?
Amsterdam, San Francisco. I think
No. Specific places.
the wasteland in San Francisco. I'm originally from the Bay Area, and
Are you
unfortunately,
down with the hyphy movement?
depending-
That's not an emphatic yes. We can move on.
Yeah. No, that's good. Don't even bother.
really embarrassed for you.
For me,
The way
Yeah,
he
me
said
too.
that.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Actually, I think she's right.
I'm down
embarrassed
with the
for you.
hyphy movement. I will not feel shame
He's
about
saying
this.
it still.
Rest in peace, Mac Dre. That's fine.
Okay, period. I can get behind that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll still listen to the Thizzle dance. That's a great
Okay,
song.
you're done.
You're done.
You're done.
You're done. Anyway,
But
the
actually-
wasteland in San Francisco. You're from the Bay Area.
Yes, and I think it has some insane hidden gems because unfortunately the people in San Francisco do not have much drip. So they don't know what they're purchasing and what they're selling. So, for example, Roman found a 5-zip Martinera for like $300. And the sweet girl behind the counter was also like a fan of mine. So she hit me with an employee discount.
Yo,
Damn.
what's Martinera?
I
Oh,
think-
Martinera. Sorry.
Martinera.
I was like,
Like the tomato sauce?
yeah, like Marinara sauce.
Yeah.
I'm so stupid. I just like registered that as one word.
It's okay.
A 5-zip Martinera.
Our Arabiata era.
That's another food. She's making jokes. She's really good at this.
She's good at this. You guys have a thing for 5-zips, right?
I feel like I've been like pulled to the dark side to start purchasing 5-zips. Like Roman will occasionally purchase me something and it's always a 5-zip.
Oh, poor you.
Yeah, I know. Poor me. Even his mother has a
He
5-zip. I
buys me
purchased.
lingerie, so I don't know where.
I'm fine with that. You can.
He bought me a Chrome Hearts wedding ring. He bought me a Black McQueen oyster dress.
Shit.
Floor length. On me, but I'm
He
short.
bought me a Daft Punk T-shirt.
I've got them all. I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
It's from like 1994.
No, they didn't exist back then. But
It was pre-birth. It was before they were like their band was born.
They were making music, but there was no. Daft
Don't.
Punk.
You-
It was
yeah,
a personal.
No, that's not how this works.
5-zips. How many do you have? Do you know? Have you checked this?
1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Okay.
5 if you count our plain sued one from the 90s that looks like a Margiela 5-zip, but it's not.
They did
Margiela.
Exodia. You got to put them on the floor.
You got all 5.
Yeah, 5.
That's crazy.
Well, we would
Okay.
have 6 because I bought one for myself off the Real, and then it didn't fit me right, so I gave it to his mom.
That's sweet.
So she has one with like little scallop edge going down it.
My mom has a Rick leather jacket that I bought her.
That's hot.
She wears it a lot. It's nice.
I haven't bought my mom. I'm sorry, you're both.
You don't
with
buy
me.
your mom anything?
I try. She's very particular. She has better taste than I do. So anything I get her is like, oh, thanks.
You bought her a Daft Punk shirt.
She doesn't fuck with it like that.
Even if it's like a little baby tee?
No. She just wears what she wears.
Just
What
get her
else?
some ERD.
I don't think she'd wear that.
Where else do you like to shop? You said Amsterdam. What's in Amsterdam?
Ooh, I don't know if I can name a specific store in Amsterdam, but you can just go into any like thrift shop in Amsterdam, and you will find an outlandish amount of like and Miu Prada, like literally just like Dirk Bickenbergs, like just like all those like Belgian brands and Prada. And
is that just proximity to the Antwerp, or is that?
I think it might be proximity to Antwerp. And then I think the vintage scene is not as big as you would find in like other parts of Europe. So people are not purchasing as much. So that's my theory on Amsterdam. But then another place that I highly recommend, and I am definitely plugging my friend right now, but it's the only place I will shop in New York City. And it's called 313 New York. And it's where you'll find Rick. Lots of Rick, actually.
Oh.
So I remember he gave me a story about someone came into the store and they're like, is this the Rick Owens store? So that gives you the essence of the
they
store.
thought it was the literal Rick Owens store?
Yes, they thought it was the Rick Owens store.
So sick. Where is this?
It's right
That's
off.
where she did her.
Yeah, it's where I did
closet sale,
my
dog.
closet sale.
Oh, I wasn't here for that.
I know. You decided to go out of town as soon as you heard I was doing something.
Yeah, I had my own event that night, and I was like, fuck, I can't believe I have to leave town to avoid Tanya and miss my own event. But it was worth it. Yeah.
We sold all the Rick in spite of you.
Yeah, for like $10. People, you heard I wasn't going to be there, and so you just...
It was all in the $5 bin.
So wait, did you sell that cross ERD sweater?
I still have it because we can't decide whether to sell it.
Okay. Because one of them popped up at Luke's, and I was like, "There's no way the person that bought that is already trying to flip it."
That's
at
insane.
A New York City resale store. Okay.
I would not be surprised, though.
No,
That's
I wouldn't either.
the cycle of New York people buying stuff.
Any other good international places? Anything in Paris? Anything in Salt Lake City?
Ooh, Salt Lake City. Name droppers.
That's called a leading question, everyone.
Yes, he knew my answer already. Name droppers in Salt Lake City. It's where I find all the ERD pieces I own.
Is there just like one person who sells a bunch of ERD there?
There's one and they sell it with original Maxfield tags.
That's so sick.
I know. So oh, I trust this. Like I truly believe it's real when I buy it because it has the original Maxfield tag, and Name Droppers always prices it at like $200.
Damn. You might have blowed your spot up there.
Yeah, I'm so wondering who's gonna go to Salt Lake City and go to Name Droppers.
We have
and
listeners, I'm sure, in Utah.
Yeah.
they're gonna see like Princess Polly in the window. Like it's so like unsuspecting. You would never know there's there's and Mule-Meester in the store. I have a Runway coat from that store. So much. It's one guy who just goes and drops off all his and Mule-Meester very
I could
often.
probably swing by next time I see my mom out in Idaho. It's not that hard
Is
to get
Idaho
to-
that close to? I don't know anything about
It's
American
like an
geography.
8-hour drive.
Yeah.
It's less, I think, actually.
Someone in Bushwick sells a bunch of Tom Brown to Beacon's Closet.
It's so hard.
Like,
Is it an employee?
I mean, who else owns Tom Brown?
Somebody in my neighborhood sells crack. It's called
Your
a
building.
callback. Pretty good at that.
There's, I mean, I'm assuming it's an employee mostly because that's the only people who wear Tom Brown, but also like, that's a bad joke. Also, like, that's the people who would like buy it and then just like sort of offload it. They just like the uniform. But I don't, and I've seen like full suits there for like 100 something. Damn, it's crazy.
In a size 4.
No,
00.
there was one that was like one that was $80. I think it was the Calvary Twill, which is like the coolest Tom fabric. It's like wool that's so thick it's borderline denim.
Wow.
And it was a full suit. And it was like $100. It was like busted. Like someone had done manual labor in it for like several years while they were working the
I would
stockroom or
literally
something.
love that even more if it was busted.
It's sick. I did just buy a Tom suit for allegedly about $80.
What do you mean allegedly? Oh,
allegedly?
because you
Well,
might have to get it tailored.
I had to get it shipped from England. It was a British eBay, so I had to ship it to a friend.
British eBay.
Yeah.
Oh, we're really bad about this.
eBay.co.uk.
Yeah.
You on that shit?
No.
Are you on the 3 different vintage?
I thought
there's 3 different ones.
I thought you can just like see British eBay on eBay.
You can. It's normally you search something, and it'll show you stuff, and then if you get to the very bottom, it's like results from around the world.
Yes.
And not everything shows up. Don't know why. And I think it's some things are set to not ship to America. Like they won't ship internationally. And I think if that's selected, they sometimes just don't show up at all. Like you can't search for them. So my friend in England posted it, and it was like £100 £100.
What's a
And
heavy package?
I had him send an offer for like 80, and it got accepted. But it had to ship to him and then ship to me, and then it arrived, and it is tapered to fuck.
Oh.
It's like
The heady cut.
yeah, but the heady cut, but like really cropped, and like the suits, it's bad. But all the original fabrics there. So I'm about to have $150 Tom Brown suit, and it's busted. So that's sick.
More questions for Tanya.
Questions
I
for
have
Tanya.
one. You have been and do go to a lot of runway shows over the past couple of years. Which ones have been your favorites that you've attended, and what makes for a really good runway show?
Ooh. Okay, once again, I think the ERD runway show was genuinely the best runway show. And that's why I think I respect them so much. Like, it's truly like, it's like stupid storytelling. And I mean that in the best way possible.
Is this the one with the tank, the most
Yes.
recent one? Okay.
Wait, no, the tank, that was amazing. But the one that I really stood out to me was the first one I went to, where
With
they had the
cages?
cage.
Okay.
With the cage, like there's storytelling, but there's actually literally no story to it. And that's like it's great. Like you can't look too deep into it, but it's like it's like making this fake story that really like blends in with the clothes really well, which is I think what McQueen did as well.
I think McQueen was really over the top with the message. And it was like, you know, in Sonic the Hedgehog, Amy has that big hammer. That was his approach. Wham.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
Oh,
was
you
like
know
so.
Amy.
It's like so.
You know Amy, right? From Sonic the Hedgehog.
No, what's song with that?
Damn.
Is that like your first crush?
No. That is far. My first crush
heartbreak?
was Misty from Pokemon.
Oh,
So we're talking about animals now.
That
Misty's
is
a person.
not an animal.
Who's Misty?
That is the redheaded girl that runs around with him and Brock.
This doesn't matter.
Do you think I'm some sort of freak? Hold on. No, let's shoot this in the face real quick. Let's put this to bed. You can say yes.
Yes.
There it is. Anyway,
ERD,
so what makes a really
storytelling.
good runway show?
I think I'm sick. Okay. I'm going to give you my runway icks.
Ooh, love this. Let's hear it.
When they send their models down the runway really freaking fast that you can't even see the damn clothes, especially when I'm sat in the second row, I'm still grateful to be there. I'm like, I'm 5 feet tall. My feet are floating off the floor. Your models are busting down the runway, running down that damn runway. I can't see shit. I need to go look at it online after. And still the models are like moving like so freaking quick. It's like 24 FPS and fried. So that's my first number one ick. I cannot get with that.
Slow that shit down.
Slow that shit
If
down.
you invite Tanya, you better slow that shit down.
Unless you have like a really good unless it's like everyone's sitting in the front row and everyone's really far and the model comes down the runway multiple times, so you get multiple opportunities to see it.
Just doing burpees or what's the
Suicides?
suicides?
The pacer test.
Pacer test.
They're
yeah.
hitting they're literally hitting the pacer test.
What's
Running the
another ick?
NFL combine
Yeah.
at the runway show.
Another ick I have is when they have around 7 rows of seating and I'm already so short and you cannot see over anyone.
I'm getting the feeling that if you were taller, you would have less runway icks.
I think so too. I truly think so too. But also, like, if you are sitting front row and the model is hitting the pacer test, a lot of times they're gonna bump into your feet as they're hitting the pacer test.
And I'm picturing you like you're on this chair and your legs are kind of swinging like a toddler.
My legs are fully swinging like a toddler with like 5 cameras underneath the chair.
Beautiful.
Who brought their kid to the Fitness Grand Pacer test? What the fuck? Any other good icks?
Ooh, wait. Let me think about this for a second. Okay, this maybe just be like a budget issue, but I think a lot of shows get held in the same damn location and they don't change anything about it. So it's basically just a place for them to like display their clothes, which the models are already hitting the pacer test. So they have like not a good space that's already been used. I've already been there like an hour earlier in the day and then they're sending their models running down the runway. So I'm like not getting the full story. I'm not getting the full image. So I don't love that. But that might be a budget issue. So I'm very sorry.
A runway show where you're in the 5th row and the models are moving super fast and you were there an hour prior and nothing's changed.
Yes.
Or, I don't know, losing an arm.
What if
That's crazy.
they just had it, you didn't move all day, 5th row, it's 185 models, 6 shows in a row, and they're just sprinting. Instead of doing 6 shows in an hour or 6 shows in 6 hours, you do 6 shows in 1 hour. They don't change a thing. The music is really frantic. It's like some hard style. And those models are just...
Then they're going to be 4 hours late.
Have you ever been to a runway show that started on time?
No.
Yes.
Oh. Which one?
The Coach show is known for starting on time. Okay, they were about to start, and then they had fur protesters. So then they were like fighting the fur protesters outside. But
Like
then
physically?
Yeah, like apparently they were. I heard them screaming, like I could, like it sounded like a big bang. And we were
Mr.
all
Coach went out there with his boxing gloves on.
I bet with his leather boxing clubs,
Yeah.
full animal,
Fur lined.
fur lined,
Yeah.
chinchilla. Yeah, and that one is notorious for always starting on time.
Cool.
I respect
had no
the
idea.
fucking... Shout out to Coach.
Shout out Coach.
Pretty good.
I mean, they're also a rare brand that even gets me, a normal civilian, a private car to take you to the show.
Damn.
And they make sure they like take you to the front and they get you in safely, and then the car takes you home, which was great because I had my wig on. So when I was in the car, I removed the wig, and then when I was out, I could put my wig back on. It's comfy.
I think Ella has wonderful things to say about the Coach team. Apparently, they are fantastic to work with. And they sent her flowers for her birthday. I was FaceTiming her, wishing her a happy birthday. And they showed up to give her the flowers, and it was gorgeous bouquet.
Yeah, they do their PR right. They do it very right. They know
That's that old money, big budget shit.
it's just very simple. It's like the basics of PR.
Yeah.
I mean, sending flowers isn't big money.
No.
It's like $180 if you're really going crazy with it.
Like a car for everyone to the show,
Fair.
though. That's you're not getting that from a smaller brand.
But you're more likely to like post about it for free when you're given this
Yeah,
treatment.
oh,
Like I
absolutely.
was very like excited to be posting about it because I felt like a princess, like being shuttled to the show from my front door, and then like there's like a special barricade, and then you're taken back home.
I asked to go to the Galliano Margiela show, and they shot me in the chest.
Yeah. With
That joke
with a
didn't work.
real gun.
With a Nerf gun?
That's
No,
a
with
John
a real
Galliano
gun.
anti-Semitism joke.
Ah.
We're playing 4D chess here, and I'm losing. Other than the models taking their time, sort of buying into the whole story, what else makes a really good runway show?
Once again, I think what ERD does is that they make like this whole like fake storytelling around their show. And even though like you don't need to really look too deep into it to get it, it adds to like the narrative of the clothes of like this persona of the person that would wear this outfit. It's beyond just like casting the face that matches the outfit, but it's like the whole like aura of the building. Like it's just really like in with the clothes. It's really helped also like selling the clothes because you're fully telling the entire blunt story, even though it's right there in your face. And that's why I also really love McQueen, because he like fed you the story and it helps sell the clothes. Like when I wear this one skirt, which is this red skirt, it's from Dance of the Twisted Bull. And the models are like salsa dancing down the floor. And every time I wear that skirt, I call it my dancing skirt, because if I'm going to go dancing, I'm going to wear that skirt because it reminds me of the show, how the models were dancing down the runway and just having a blast. And I think like associating like a memory of the show, the storytelling and the memory of the show to when you're actually wearing it is like fun for me. And that makes me really also enjoy wearing the piece.
Are there any brands that manage to do that maybe without having a runway show? Like they are very good at communicating who would wear it, the attitude maybe behind it, either in presentation or whatever it is, not on the runway, that I would say do it successfully.
I think Miu Miu is very interesting because I think their runway shows can be quite simple. Like their sets are quite beautiful, but their runway show is still quite simple. But when you look at their campaigns, the storytelling behind the campaigns, I actually adore quite well, because I think the Miu Miu girl is like this funky, weird girl who like is very like dismingled in the morning, grabs whatever she has from her wardrobe and puts it together and calls it an outfit, but she's still very confident. And I think they tell that story very well. And Miu Miu's always been for the weird, whimsical girls. But then you look at the consumer that's buying Miu Miu, and they're the opposite of that. They're the type to bully those girls.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how are these girls looking at this marketing and thinking, oh yeah, that's for me, I want to wear that. Like, how is the message not being put out? Like, I'm not saying they can't buy it, but what's appealing to them so much that they're like, I see this like strange looking, like outside the normal beauty standard girl posing in a chair, fully slouched in the forest with her bra over her tank top, and they're like, yes, that is cool, I'm gonna pair it with my Dior bag.
It is, I guess I think we've talked about this before, where like the Miu Miu girl exists, but she doesn't wear Miu Miu.
Yes.
It's like the girls who are doing that by themselves. It's just interesting. I don't know where
the real Miu Miu girls are going to the thrift store and thrifting their pieces.
Yeah.
And the girls who are truly the Miu Miu girls are not wearing Miu Miu head to toe. They will maybe somehow own like a vintage Miu Miu piece, and then they'll pair it with their $5 thrift find.
I think what Miu Miu does really well is make that like quirky. Oh, I just threw it together, but I'm so confident that it's so cool. That's the aspirational aspect.
Yes.
It's not like, oh, I'm put together. Oh, I'm a young professional. Oh, I'm whatever. It's I'm confident in wearing some fuck shit. And the fuck shit, I think, is just in the stores, just like palatable enough to where the girl who's the bully can walk in and say, oh, I'll get like a minimalist skirt and a top, and then be an asshole to like Chloe Sevigny 2.0, or I guess we're now on like 11.9. That's been patched a lot, but you know what I mean, right? Like I'd throw out a name, but nobody's gonna get it.
I was gonna say Born.
Yeah,
Born is the Miu Miu girl.
she is
but
so
for real.
Do you know Born? Oh, we'll show you Born really quickly.
Leave the useful stuff and leave in Beshmal test.
Beshmal test.
We needed the joke.
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty. Oh, this Rick on got him mortified.
No, it's like a pestle and mortar. No, Rick and Morty.
Oh, we're doing Cockney rhyming slang.
Kind of, yeah.
What the?
Yeah.
What?
You don't know Cockney rhyming slang?
No.
Apples and pears is stairs. You can call in England you can say a ruby, and that means curry.
That's insane.
Because it goes curry, Ruby Murray, Ruby. It's Cockney rhyming slang is like you find a phrase that rhymes with it and then you remove the part that rhymes.
That's why I
a
call
lot of the time.
That's why I call Marco Bridget, because Marco rhymes with Bridget Bardot, Marco, and then he's just Bridget.
Bridget.
Oh, I see. So you remove the part that rhymes and you put the other part.
Yeah, and so
Got it.
Americans are septics because septic tank rhymes with yank.
Oh,
It's Yankee, yank,
that's a good
septic
one.
tank, septic. So septic is like a common way to refer to Americans.
It's kind of poetic.
It is, yeah. It's beautiful. It's you don't always remove the part that rhymes. Like that just happens over time, I think, but it very often happens.
What else is I gonna? Oh, I do have other questions. So you moved to New York last year, right?
It's
Have this
been
correct?
1 year and 2 months.
Wow.
How many
month.
days?
1 year and 30 something days.
As a full-time influencer, if you're okay with me throwing out that term, in New York, what is it like doing that as a job? Do you feel like it has changed your perception of, I guess, doing it in general?
I feel like when I was in high school, I could say with my chest that I'm an influencer with the capital I. And
Oh yeah, you did some like very early TikTok influence. You were like right on the cusp of it, right?
I was
Are we
one of the
allowed to call
OGs.
this out?
Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
tell us what you did?
No, my God. Okay, so there's a privated video on my TikTok that is when I hit 1 million followers and I am shaking my ass while baking a birthday cake. I even spit on the camera.
Wait, no. I wanted to. I mean, that's crazy. That is fucking crazy. I'll probably do that when I get 1 million followers too. But what? Because you had like a clothing deal very early. That's way
this
more
is a
embarrassing.
leading question.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
yeah.
did you do?
So it was a $100,000 brand deal with Fashion Nova.
You might be sort of responsible for a lot of evil in this world.
I think I cut the brand deal 6 months in. That's what I remember. And then because I started my page as first like a political page.
Oh.
And then it turned into my glow up video. And then I realized I was hot. So then I started shaking my ass and spitting to the camera. And then I was like, Fashion Nova was like, yes, BBL baddie. So then I hit the Facetune, started Facetuning my stuff. then I was like, wait, self-love, stop face tuning, started getting bullied by my followers to stop buying fast fashion, stopped buying fast fashion, started buying vintage McQueen. Yes.
And then we're here, and now
It's
you're here.
just that easy,
And it
folks.
has
just that
it's
easy.
just that easy.
Just do that, and then you too can be on the world famous Pair of Kings podcast. Would you please give us a phrase that people can tell us to prove they listened to this episode?
If they'd like to join the Discord,
How gnarly should we be?
As gnarly as you
it can
want.
be anything you want. It's your episode.
Shaking their ass and baking a cake.
They have to. Okay, either send us the phrase "shaking their ass" and baking a cake, or send us a video.
Send us a video.
The way you said that was so grimacing. You like looked in the camera. I want to see.
The Fashion Nova brand deal is insane. That they were throwing money around like that, and it clearly worked. Because when that was like early TikTok, that was like 2020.
Yeah, and I was like 18 years old or 19 years old, and I remember getting that, and I was like, "That's a huge chunk of money."
That first of all,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
That
of
would
money.
change a lot,
of
and
money.
you're like so innocent. And I was a sheltered child. I was a very sheltered child. Like, I would never drink. I was not allowed to have boyfriends. My curfew was like 7 p.m. I studied computer science. So like that kind of gives you like the essence of my childhood. So when I was like, holy shit, like I can post thirst traps and make $100,000. And I realized that even without my money piece, I'm actually attractive.
But you should bring it back.
I think you could
I think I should bring it
reclaim
back.
yeah.
I did reclaim it like a few months ago, not a few years ago, when I put the red under my hair, but maybe I should just dye my bangs red and then hit it with the side and play Creep by Radiohead.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's
What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. He was just writing that about living in the UK.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with the song Creep. I think we found the way to shut me down, which is just pretend like you don't know what I'm saying.
I know you were saying the lyrics.
No, I'm struggling on this episode, folks. I'm going to go home and think about this.
You can
all of
just send a
tonight.
video to the Discord of you shaking ass and baking a cake.
Yeah, could you?
I don't
You could start it.
think.
My birthday's in a week.
Yes.
I'll send you a video of that, Michael, and you
Just
alone.
project it at your party.
Hell yeah. I had a
No,
thing.
but I do want to know, what is it like, I guess, being an
Influencer in New
influencer full
York.
time? Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
So I think, anyway, so in college, I feel like I was more of like an influencer. I would genuinely like talk about like my makeup routine, what pieces I was buying, whether it was vintage or new. A lot of the stuff was like, it was not very genuine, you could say. Like I was truly like a walking billboard, but I was always into vintage and I was always still collecting. I just wouldn't talk about it. And then
can I ask why you wouldn't talk about it?
I think, as I've heard from past managers and agents, that if you talk about, this is something that I struggle with to this day, and that's why I think you actually don't see many influencers talking about vintage, even though they may have an insane archive and they never post about it. And it's because if you're constantly posting vintage, why would a new brand want you?
Yeah.
And that's why I think working with Prada is very unique to me. And Prada is the only brand that like kind of has really like dug their claws into me. And it's because Miuccia is still designing there. So anything that worships Miuccia, they know can still make them money.
Yeah.
And that's what makes them so special. But I think that's why a lot of influencers don't really talk about vintage, because they're like, holy shit, I'm not going to make the same money that I'll make working with like Valentino. Like, how does Valentino know I'm going to be able to sell their new clothes?
Fair enough.
And that's something that I have to be very careful about to prove that, hey, I can still sell your clothes if I like your brand. But yeah, I need to prove myself even more to them. And then I came to New York, started going really hard into the vintage. I stopped working with certain publicists and I was like, I'm going to become the vintage girl. I'm going to be pushing vintage fashion. I'm going to push people to make sure they're purchasing vintage and archiving, learning about the history of different pieces, and just shopping secondhand in general. And that was a sacrifice I had to take, because in the first few months I made significantly less money. But then I feel like over time it's finally paid off. I've been getting a lot of good press. I've been working with Prada a lot. I think Prada has taken note that, hey, like, you're worshiping Miuccia. We still love you. Thank you. Keep posting that mirror coat.
Hell yeah.
A sale goes off every time I post that damn mirror coat. I'm sure it's at like a couple million views. But it is still very hard though, because oh my God, I'm about to put them on fire, but I've never worked with a secondhand resale site. And it's because they have no interest in working with me.
Why not?
Can I ask, why would that be?
We have no idea. We've pitched them for 2 years now. One of them,
like a specific one, or
yes,
I think she's being tactful.
yes,
yeah.
There's one that actually is doing like a whole year of ambassadors, and they did a special Vogue vintage sale, and they want nothing to do with me. But to this day, they will DM me asking me if they can repost my videos and pay me to repost my videos. I'm like, why don't you just pay me to make videos for you? And they have so much money. And I think it's really unfortunate that even though I've like pledged to really only post about secondhand and vintage and like brands that are following a more sustainable route, that you're not getting like rewarded by the brands who should be valuing that.
Is there any value, or do you find any interest in searching some of those 80s, 90s, even early 2000s brands that were very popular and then had to sort of die out, or did die out because of like economic reasons? The one that comes to mind was like the what's the word I'm looking for? Like the darling of New York City was like Isaac Mizrahi in the late 90s, and he went under because he just could not make money. Is there any interest for you in brands like that or akin to that?
Yes, but I would love like two that I really love is Olivier Thayskins and then Gary Graham.
I don't know Gary Graham.
Is a British designer.
Say more.
Yeah, and I don't think they're going to be making clothes anytime soon. And another one that I noticed that started making clothes again is Jichua.
I don't know that
know
either.
that.
Incredible leather
Can you spell
designer.
that for me?
Jitrois.
Say more about them. How did you find them? What draws you to them? What do you like about the brand?
So I think they started around the 80s. They're like they're quite an old brand, maybe even like earlier. I think the guy's name was Jean-Claude Jitrois. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe look this up. But he just made these incredible leather pieces with like the most interesting paneling that you've seen in your life. Like they're unusual leather silhouettes and a lot of scraps of leather to make these different pieces. And it's very sculptural. And a lot of like his old pieces go for insane amounts of money just because the leather looks like it's literally brand new. It's just really stood the test of time. And recently I saw that he was doing a presentation in Paris last season. So it looks like they're still making some leather pieces, but like looking at them visually, they're not the same level of like craftsmanship.
Is he still affiliated?
I'm not quite sure. I haven't quite looked into it. Like this is the first thing that pops up when you look up Jitrois.
Yeah, I just see that crazy. It's like a bralette.
Whoa.
Yeah, and
corset?
this full leather dress.
Oh my god.
Leather
is
lace.
really. Oh, and everything's
That is
$3,000.
crazy. Yep. Wow.
This looks a little
That's
like
Jean-Paul
Assassin's
Gaultier.
Creed-y.
I don't know if this is Jitrois. That might
Okay.
be. That I have this in brown.
Oh,
Whoa.
that's
And
sick.
but like mine has brown pieces going up over the neck
Oh, I
and
think
like
I've seen this before.
yeah, and I don't know.
This is really incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Really incredible stuff. Just some of the most incredible leather, like patchworky pieces. Like, wow.
So how do you discover things like this?
Reverse Google image search.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm looking for like 9 out of 10 times I'm looking for a McQueen piece. And then I'm like, oh, that's sick. And then I click into it and then all of a sudden it's like Jitrois. And I'm like, wait, I love this brand. Let me look more into this brand. Or like Gary Graham, one of my favorite online resellers. Her Instagram is Real Life as Live. She does like very eccentric fashion. Like it's very colorful. It's like big. It's like if Comme des Garçons was super freaking colorful and camp, like even more camp than they are, with like ruffles. And she had this incredible leather lace set that I purchased from her. And I'm like, who is this designer? And then I discovered Gary Graham through that. It's like very Victorian with like a touch of leather.
The one thing that maybe I'm not aware of it, because I'm sure they exist, but I think within men's fashion, we don't have as many people doing archiving of smaller brands like that and selling it not at $1 trillion.
Yeah, we just have a bunch of archive resale pages with like the same RAF bomber getting upcharged with each new step it takes.
I feel like it's easier for men to be clones in the city. The amount of times I've like looked at someone from the back, I'm like, oh, that's Roman. And I've like tapped their shoulder.
Oh, not the
And
boyfriend.
I know, it's literally,
Damn,
I-
Tanya from the top rope.
I know.
Wow.
I mean, literally, Fifi came behind you and started twirling your hair, and it was like, "Hey, girl," and then it wasn't you. Do you not remember this? At
Oh, to
Saul's
someone else?
Yeah,
I did have.
Wait, who was it?
it was some random girl,
Okay.
and he was like, "Your hair just looks so much more beautiful
so
right now."
I don't get confused with other boys in the fashion scene. For the record, I just get confused with girls.
That's why I wear the giant Daft Punk logo on my back.
I
so
would
like-
see you
Well,
from a
no, it's
mile
you.
away. Yeah.
It's real easy.
I have actually had two people in the last week. Someone messaged me and said, "You ever been to Perth, Australia?" And I was like, "What would you do with that information?" And he said that he just saw me in the Perth airport. He did not. And then someone messaged me this morning and said, "Just saw you at whatever the vintage street in London is."
The vintage one.
Lane,
Brick Lane.
Brick Lane.
Said, "Just saw you at Brick Lane. Your outfit was great." Wasn't me.
Michael, you respond to that instantly. You should have said, "Hey." You're
Yeah.
fucking up.
No.
dog.
We should have taken a selfie together.
No. If there was a chance that I could get them to go say hi to that person now, I would have. But he said, "Saw you earlier today." That would have to have he would have to encounter another person who looked like me again. So
fair enough.
if he was like, "Are you at Brick Lane right now? I think I walked past you." I would have said, "Yes. Come say hi. I'll buy you anything you want on me." But
This poor girl who's getting asked to buy whatever they want.
I love that
And
you're
that's how
assuming
I
it's
met
a
my
girl.
wife.
That's what if that's a meet cute? Some fucking idiot on Instagram made me go talk to this girl, and we fell in love. I don't know. It's
Guys, if you want to meet your wife, talk to Michael. He'll set you up.
or anyone who looks like me.
That's true.
You just have a bunch of people following you because they're secretly in love with you.
Fiona would say that's true. Yeah,
She's so valid for that.
Gang stalkers, but they're like really nice to you.
gang stalkers who were in love with me. I have gang quarters. Sorry, we derailed from talking about.
That's a good joke. I like gang quarters.
Male and female archive differences in New York. Why do you think that is? Why isn't there like is that a area that needs filling?
I don't have too much to say on this, unfortunately, because I feel like I just never look into men's fashion because I think it's so boring.
Oh,
Say more on that.
I also think as I look at it through Roman's perspective, because that's the closest.
Roman's catching so many fucking strays.
No, Roman is a very well-dressed man, and I'm so glad I have a man in my life that is so well-dressed. Like, he needs to match my aura fully, and he does. And I love you, Roman. But I think, I feel like the male uniform in New York City is flares, a vintage t-shirt, and a leather jacket.
I'm so close to falling into that, but I've escaped, I think, by the skin of my teeth.
You just need a leather jacket with your fit.
Wait, you don't have. Well, I wear a fucked up version of that most of the time.
But I admire that, and that's why I admire you, and I admire Roman, and I admire you because you guys wear a similar silhouette to that, but the pieces are significantly different than the average man.
Because the pieces, bro.
Yes, and you don't have much to work with, but you're making it work.
What are you trying to say?
No, not you. There's not.
Tanya,
Call me
it's
broke.
much funnier
Call
if
me
you're
broke.
really mean to both of us. Just send the shots. It's such better listening.
No, wait, that's not what I mean.
Broke ass don't got much to work with, but he does okay.
No, there's not much men's fashion out there. There's not much to work with. So the fact that you're making it work is I think it's even more impressive than a girl putting that shit on. If a man put that shit on, that's quite impressive because you don't got much to work with.
I do think that there has been I do think women's fashion has been more of a thing for a much longer time.
Yes.
There's men's fashion, if you go back, 30 years, was not quite as developed as a thing.
We got
because that was
suits.
too gay.
We got
Yeah.
suits. That's about it.
You got
And then-
suit, you got trench.
Yeah.
And there's way more there's a much wider range of outfits girl can wear that are cool,
Yes.
Yep.
I think.
So a lot of these men that are falling into the pants, the t-shirt, and the leather jacket, you guys are doing more than that, and that's why I
That's what
admire
I was
it.
wearing yesterday.
How do the Zoomers get their pants to fit like that?
The what?
You know what
Yeah.
the kid the TikToker where it's like really big jeans.
The barrel jeans.
But they sit so specifically like bow-legged, and then they've got the tiny shirt and the bomber. How do they get their pants to stay like that?
I really don't. I am curious about this in a very genuine way.
If I see one of those videos on my page, I will not let it play for more than a second.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Me neither. But I'm still left with this lingering like, how do they look like that?
Have you seen they like pull their pants out to make them wider? Yeah, they do that, and then they lift up their top to show the like the bottom of their abs, and then they walk away.
I should start doing that.
You did do that in a photo recently.
Not that specifically. I should start doing that sort of video content. Bro is 30.
Send some more hate to the men of New York. What else don't you like that they wear?
What's your least favorite thing that Roman wears?
Sorry, Roman.
What's your least favorite thing that I wear?
I hate when Roman wears jorts.
Okay, I can agree
Why
with
in
this
particular?
one actually.
I hate when he wears jorts because he wears it in such a normie way.
Oh.
Like, why
Is
do you
there
need
a
to wear
non-normie way to wear jorts?
Why are you wearing your jorts with your Solomons and then your COS button up?
That is
From the top row.
honestly, I'm gonna say that that's valid. Love you, Roman. What's a non-normie way to wear jorts?
Wear your jorts with your ERD waders.
Oh, come on.
Wear some
That
knee-high
is
boots.
debatably more basic right now.
Or I don't know, like
Tanya, go 10 minutes without saying ERD challenge.
well, I'm saying that because I know he has those boots because I got it for his birthday, and I want him to wear it with like some shorts or a skirt. I want him to wear it with my lipstick skirt.
That is what knee-high boots are for.
Yeah,
Yes.
agreed.
There's no point in like buying knee-high boots if you only wear pants. Tucking your pants into knee-high boots kind of looks like you're fishing. You need shorts.
It's a very horse thing, right?
Very horse thing.
That's why I want him to wear the jorts with the ERD boots,
He should.
and then
should.
wear like a low neck and tank, and then a bunch of jewelry.
Are you just trying to make him into me?
Yes. Like I envisioned you when I was coming up with this fit right now. I had a visual from the back with your hair cascading.
Oh, do you want him to grow his hair out too?
You think
No.
about Michael from the back? Likely activity for Saul Thompson. Bang. From the top rope. Whoa.
Damn. Roman, I know you're listening to this. Go put that outfit on.
Roman dresses very well. I'll come
Roman
to
is
his
one of the
defense.
best dressed men. Like I admire his outfits.
6, so he's below 7. Or 7 or below.
Oh no.
7 or below, 5'7" or below.
Because I'm 6.
Who's number 1?
Why pit two queens against? Why pit two queens against each other?
That's true.
Why are you giving people inferiority complexes? You don't know their trauma.
I'm at 6.
Why are you ranking yourself?
I
You're
want
just
to know who's the other 5 are, but I'm not going to ask.
I'm kind of plumb out, to be honest. I like chopping it up with Tanya, but I can do that on my own time, as I please.
hit it.
The outro? We have to do song of the week.
I
don't
thought
we?
you were. I thought it was like chopping up, like you were gonna make fun of me.
No, that's
Chopping
not what
up is
chopping
good.
it up is.
Wait, you don't know what chopping up means?
No, I was
you've
ready to
only-
be
When was
made
the last
fun
time
of.
I made fun of you?
Girl who's only been in New York for a year. To chop up is like is good.
Are
It's
we
like a
dead, Are we
roundup.
being dead ass right now?
Are you being dead ass, bro?
On Deriod. Is that the Lance
Period.
thing?
No pad.
What is that?
You don't.
What is that?
What do you mean? What is that?
Period. No pad.
Okay, sorry. Yeah,
This guy.
I panicked.
When I was looking at my old
Sorry.
ass shaking video for my 100,000, 1 million follower, the top comment, I don't think I comprehended it back then. It literally says, "Hell yes, shake that girl. Period. No pad." And I've been saying that nonstop ever since I read that a week ago.
So
You went back to look at it. You were like reminiscing.
No, we all sat on the couch together, all my friends, and we all looked through all the videos together.
That's incredible.
do you stand by the thirst trapping?
They're all still up on my page.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, do you think you were doing a good job?
Yes, because I was still putting that shit on.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, I can't erase that part of my history, and it still like made me what I was today. And I was so innocent. Like, I was a very sheltered child, and I think it was the first time that I ever got any type of like male and woman attention that I just like really I didn't know I was thirst trapping. I thought I was just being like hot on the internet. Like I didn't really
Okay, I
think
get what you're saying.
too much about it. Like I didn't think if like I was shaking my ass that it was like in a sexual way. I was just like, oh, this is what other hot girls are doing, so I'm gonna do the same. I was following in like example. I had like the maturity and the mind of a 10-year-old because I didn't have much life experience because my parents did like kind of sheltered
That's
me from
scary.
Yeah.
No, I think it's really unfortunate. And then the way I kind of got out of it is when I went back to college after COVID, like during COVID, and I got to go back to classes, and then I had my real college experience, and I learned how like the world is not what I thought it was.
What was this experience?
That like there's so many men who are creepy and horny, and I need to stay away from them. And I didn't know I was like appealing to that mass and kind of like like selling out my femininity.
Damn, this got real. What clothes do you like to wear? Let's talk about that. Let's do song of the week.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a down note. I'll start.
You end on a real note. Tanya's
Yeah.
a real one, keeping it real.
Tanya is a real one.
Thank you.
Let's do
Song of the week. What have you been
bum
listening
ba-dum,
to?
bum bum. I will start with I have been really enjoying this song. It's an old classic from Armin van Helden. It is called "I Want Your Soul."
Tight.
Hell yeah.
I trust that you both know the song. You'll
No.
know it from the first like 2 chords that are
Play
played.
it.
I can't because we will get copyright struck.
Tanya, what you been listening to?
Okay, my obvious answer would be Creep by Radiohead, but I'm going to be
Tight.
different today.
You can put both.
I'm going to say
You
Creep
can
by
do two.
Radiohead, and I'm going to say 100% by Sonic Youth.
Tight.
I only listen to music when I run, so it needs to have the right
When are we
BPM.
going on a run?
Oh, we forgot to even talk about the fact that you're like a crazy runner and you're doing marathons and shit.
One marathon.
Yeah, but that's crazy. that's 100% more than the amount of marathons I've done.
Technically infinite more.
Infinite more, yeah. That's true.
Somebody gives me an outfit I really like, I will run the New York City Marathon in it.
I'll give you an outfit.
I'm gonna get you some Kiss heels,
Permanently.
brother.
What do you mean?
Top to bottom, that is mine now.
So
It's
I'm
not a
going to
land.
get you the worst shoes of all time.
It has to be a
Why
full
don't you
outfit.
just work with New Balance?
So full outfit, New Balance would be just shoes.
No, they give you full outfit.
Oh, well, I was thinking more
I think
fashion
Saul is
guy
making the
outfit.
joke that he would run the New York City Marathon in a fashion outfit.
Like
I'll
ERD.
do it vintage shirt,
like
flares,
ERD.
leather jacket.
Get him some of those ERD cowboy boots.
Fuck.
He wants them.
They're
he likes
really
them.
nice.
I
and
don't like the
stiff.
way that they sit on my foot.
They
I
sit
tried them
very
on.
stiff. They
Well,
look like
I think
cartoon
you just need
boots.
to break them in. How about 26 miles?
26.2.
Fucking meters or whatever.
Song, Michael.
Don't Think Twice, It's All Right by Burl Ives. Don't put the Bob Dylan version on.
Don't put that poser on my
Don't put
podcast.
don't put Timothy Chalamet on my
Oh,
podcast.
God, where is he?
With Kylie Jenner.
Wait, which version is this?
Burl Ives.
Okay.
I've been listening to that. Yesterday I listened to 3 songs, but I listened to like a couple hours of music probably. It was Burl Ives, Don't Think Twice, It's All Right. It was Gautier, Somebody That I Used to Know, and it was Some Nights by Fun.
Are you okay?
I
It was
sort
by
of
Jean-Paul Gaultier?
What's going on?
good. You know Somebody That I Used to Know. You know that song, right?
Oh, Gaultier.
Gautier.
Gaultier.
Gotti. Yeah, well, I don't know. I put on Somebody That I Used to Know, and then it just like looped into it, like auto put on Some Nights, and I was like, fuck, this song's also incredible. And then I just listened to those 3 songs all day.
Fair enough.
Felt great. I'm doing wonderful.
I worked out today to Faye Webster, and I was like, "This
That's
is
kinda
terrible
crazy.
music to work out to."
Every now and then,
Mm-hmm.
Fiona, her headphones die, and she has to borrow mine to go to the gym,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll connect to my. Like we'll both start at the gym, and it'll connect to mine. And one time, I was listening to "Mad World" by Gary Jules at the gym. It's like the saddest sounding song you've ever. I was just like doing like lap pull downs, listening to "Mad World" for some reason, and Fiona like
Sure.
the noise cut out, and I looked over at Fiona, and she was like, because it started playing in her headphones.
Tearing up.
I've got one more. There's a really good live mix by Miss Kitten that I have on my iPod that I love working out to. and running to. The problem is the first song is just the a cappella of Perfect by Exceeder. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I like that.
It's great. No background music for 3 minutes. And I'm just like, can we please get to the music?
You
Like,
can get to the music.
she
You
just
have a button for
monologuing?
it.
It's an iPod. I put
Yeah.
it in my pocket and I don't look at it. I have to sit there.
If it's the start, just start. You don't.
Do you know how a DJ set works?
Are you even a
skip it, bro.
DJ?
No skips, bro.
Not even no skips. I just sorry, one more time.
I'm not repeating myself.
Do I DJ?
Yeah.
I am learning. And I refuse to do it
No
until
slander?
I feel really good. You can be really mean to me. That's
This
fine.
podcast doesn't pass the Bechamel test.
Bechamel.
Bechamel, sorry. The Bechamel test.
You can be mean. I think that is quite funny. Because you'll say something mean, and then I'll go, Tanya from the top rope, whoop-pow. And then hopefully, in an ideal world, all the listeners will laugh.
Yeah.
Do you want to close it out with something snarky before I do the outro?
No, I'm too shy now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, before we get out of here, Tanya, take the floor. Send some shout outs. Tell the people where they can find you if they don't already know where to find you. And I don't know. The floor is yours.
You can find me on Instagram at Tanyar, on TikTok as Tanya, and then on Poshmark under the name Tatiana.
Oh.
Whoa. Stealth.
Wait, straight up, just Tatiana?
No, we're not revealing that in case you get my low ball.
That's really good.
I need to change my eBay, Depop, and Grailed all have my Instagram name as their name.
It should just be Smith.
Well, the thing is that sometimes when I'm selling stuff, I want people to see that and come find me offline. But when I'm sending lowballs, I'm like, fuck, I should change my
Separate account.
I'll never forget when I had this bunch of vintage sellers spamming my comments saying, this bitch just lowballs all of us with the most minimum lowball. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, that's just part of the game.
That's
is it.
literally
That
how
is
the game
the
is
game.
played.
Like, I'm sorry, maybe just price your shit higher and I'll then submit the lowball from there.
Yeah.
Why do you think I have 4 eBay accounts?
Exactly.
That's all just me. Anyway, thank you so much to everybody for listening to this episode of the Pair of Kings podcast. If you would like more of the Pair of Kings podcast, early access to episodes, and access to giveaways, we do them on every episode that's just Michael and I. Head over to herohero.co/PoK. Your support does mean a lot, and it means that we can pay our video editor and do fun things. It's really great. As always, everybody, I'm Saul Thompson. You can find me on Instagram at Saul Thompson. I'm joined this week by my wonderful co-host.
Sometimes my friends and I will get together and all of us intermittently will send someone a bunch of lowballs. And then the person who actually wants to buy it sends a slightly better offer.
Yeah.
You gotta
You have
lower
a
their
little group chat.
self-worth. Yeah. You gotta
You-
really dig into their confidence.
Yeah. You really have to just ruin their life.
Yeah, it's chipping away. And then they see an offer that's like $20 higher than the minimum and they're like, finally
yeah.
something reasonable. Anyways, I'm Michael Smith. You can find me on Instagram at @LolitsRoman. LOLITSROMAN.
You're joined this week by our wonderful guest.
Tanyar.
Tanyar.
Oh, you just okay, cool. Tanya Ravichandran.
Oh. Tanya Ravichandran.
There you go. Thank you so much to everybody for listening to this episode of the Pair of Kings podcast or watching it. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Pair of Kings Pod. You can find us on our personals. Don't forget to join the Discord. I usually say something else, but on my brain it's kind of blank.
Once a week, every week. For
Well, I was going to, yeah, of course. And this has been the Pair of Kings podcast, where once a week, every week for the foreseeable future, we bring you business as usual. Tomfoolery is planned. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. If you're listening to this, everybody. We sort of had to delay. This will just come out on the same day for everybody. That's on us. We apologize. We love you, though. And we'll be back next week with a giveaway and a boys episode on the Hero. So we'll see you then.
See you then.
See ya.